Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we took inside the Discord today, as well as the plan going into tomorrow. So today was I'd say, like, I want to say difficult, but just unfortunate, I guess, day. So this is what we looked like on the 0-day chart. So right off of open, the calls ended up crossing right here, and I mean, you could have maybe, I don't know, I don't think there was really an entry point down here. I was looking at the wrong contracts off of open at first. I actually had the 606. I think calls on my watch list, so I don't know if they looked any different than these, but on the other ones they were not even close, like for an entry point. So obviously this cross right here, I didn't get anything out of it, but we did reach overbought. Now overbought, like I said in the last video, I was going to go over if we hit it today, and it was definitely likely that we hit it today just because of, you know, where, like, how long the trend's been going, and also like the contracts for yesterday were almost overbought as well. So today we finally hit overbought, and I'll go over how to get it. So on the 0-day chart, this is the only time you go above the 5-minute. You go to the 30-minute time frame here, and you know, you find where the 50 SMA is. At the time it was at like 0.22. So from there, since it's less than $1, you multiply it by 4 and multiply it by 5 to get to these two levels. So 0.88 and 1.1 is the overbought zone right up in here. And when we are in there, you know, you would expect a pullback from this area. A lot of times this is what will happen. So I wasn't able to, you know, come out with a good trade from here. I ended up going short, and it immediately dumped like 40 points, but I was still in it. I was able to, like, take a trim on my top step, or not my top steps, on my my fund futures accounts, and was able to come out green on those. But on my top steps, I was red. I was pretty much break even on them, but they were red. I exited when it came back up to my entry price, and you know, obviously took like a couple point loss. But yeah, this was the reason for the short. I mean, we came up in this overbought area, and you know, it looks like this initial pullback right here did give some points on these contracts. I entered a little early because I was on the wrong contract, so that was my fault on that. If I waited for this overbought zone to get hit, then definitely would have walked away with more points, because we got this pullback all the way to the 50 here, and you know, on this dump, obviously would have scaled out, put your stop at even. We ended up dipping down to this 50 right here. Didn't really hit it exactly, so you know, I wouldn't have taken an entry on this. And then we got a 10 SMA reclaim. Again, I still wasn't going to be buying this though, just because we were overbought. It was, for me, it was just better to stay away from trading this after I took the loss, just because you know, I know we're overbought, and you can see this zone was well respected on the 30-minute here. We came up to it like twice right here in the top of the zone. We held it and immediately dumped, or not immediately, but eventually dumped through. And also, I forgot to mention that we are at the 4-hour 50. So you know, I was expecting a pullback today. It was just kind of when it was going to happen, and you know, SPY puts would have been the better way to go, and just scale in up like into the upper level of that zone, just because that's where, you know, usually it'll top out at. And you can see we end up rejecting this 4-hour 50 here towards like the second half of the day, and we started to wick off of it. So I still think that we will see some downside. News though, tomorrow could change that. We have news an hour before open, unemployment claims, so obviously that'll affect the market one way or another. I still favor down though, just because we're at a major area right here, and then we hit overbought today. So a lot of times from there we dip down into the 30-minute 50. So I mean, I'd favor a gap down, but obviously this 30-minute chart still crossed, and you know, the market is bullish. So kind of just depends what we look like at open tomorrow. For me, I'm not swinging anything. We have news, so yeah, I mean, we're just gonna be taking the intraday trades tomorrow. 0DT cross, I'll be looking for on, you know, the call side. 50 SMA dips on calls if we're not overbought. But I don't know. I feel like we're gonna end up eventually breaking this 30-minute 50. Maybe we'll get a nice bounce off of here. Maybe we could buy this dip if puts aren't crossed yet. And if they are crossed when we come down here, then just look for a negative cross on those to go along. But yeah, if we do, you know, lose the trend, then obviously once we get below this 30-minute 50, you know, you could look for a put cross, or yeah, something like that. Nice 0DT put cross if we got below the 50. We still have all these major areas of support though, on the like 2-hour, 1 hour, all the way down here. But obviously the 30 minutes is the most important one at the moment. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did lose the trend from here. Just because, like I said, overbought 4-hour 50, those are, you know, a lot of top signals happen from those, or bottoms, depending on if they're puts or calls. So I do favor down, but hey, if we gap up tomorrow, then I guess we'll be overbought again, most likely, unless the contracts obviously aren't overbought. But yeah, I mean, the plan tomorrow is kind of up in the air just because it depends where we open up at. I favor down, so if we could get below the 30-minute 50 tomorrow, if we do like drop a lot, then a put cross would be in the works, and that'd be a solid trade since the market would be going neutral at that point. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much the plan. Put cross if we get below the 50, call cross if 30-minute holds the trend, and then negative cross on puts if this 30-minute 50 holds and the puts are crossed. I mean that's pretty much all the scenarios going into tomorrow. So, yeah, that's what we did today. Took a loss on SPY puts of like I don't know, it was like 15% probably 15-20%, and then a break even trade on NQ. So pretty much not a terrible red day or anything. It was a small red day, and that's the most important thing. Got to keep those losses small and just move on to the next day. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn throughout the day of what I'm watching, what I'm looking for, and the trades I'm taking, link to the Discord down below. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm out. Peace.